So, this is what they do. Oh, this is what the ayah says. فَلَمَّا بَلَغَ مَعَهُ السَّعْيَ, now he started going with him. قَالَ يَا بُنَيَّ, now, after he sees the fruit of all his efforts throughout all these years, what does Ibrahim alayhi salam tell Ismail? يَا بُنَيَّ إِنِّي أَرَى فِي الْمَنَامِ أَنِّي أَذْبَحُكَ. Oh son, I was given a ru'ya that I am slaughtering you like a sheep. Ibrahim, put yourself into Ibrahim's alayhi salam's shoes. Test. فانظر ماذا ترى. Tell me what you think. What should we do? This was not to ask him what should we do per se. It was because he was the father that was so merciful on his son that he put his blood and his soul and his heart and his life in him to grow him up. He didn't want to tell him, I have to abide by Allah's rules and kill you, but he's given him like this to see how the relationship also between the father and the son should be, and between the father and the daughter, and between the father and the wife. Rahmah. Mu naqmah. But al-zalim, he who is unjust, he cannot have rahmah. Even if he wants to have rahmah, he cannot have rahmah. Why? He doesn't know what rahmah is. Maybe he thinks rahmah has taken him to the movies, while rahmah is really to recite the Quran. Maybe he thinks rahmah has taken him on a trip. Maybe rahmah is to teach him how to pray. Very important. Very important. We're here to correct ourselves, dear brothers and sisters. Now, let's move on. This is a long story. فانظر ماذا ترى. Ismail, what does he say? He's the son of a prophet. Prophet and a son of a prophet. قال يا أبت افعل ما تؤمر. Oh father, do what you have been ordered to do. فلما أسلم وتله للجبين. فلما أسلم means what? When they became Muslims? No. When they submitted to Allah, both of them, they submitted to Allah's will. وتله للجبين means what? He put his, subhanAllah, Ismail alayhi salam, he said, oh father, he said, I know you cannot see me, you cannot see killing me. So put my face on the sand so you don't see my face when you kill me, and cut me from behind. Look at this test. Is there any bigger test than that? فلما أسلم وتله الجبين قلنا يا إبراهيم قد صدقت الرؤيا. Oh Ibrahim, that's it. Ibrahim is trying to cut. But does the knife cut? Who orders the knife to cut or not to cut? Can the knife cut by itself? Wallahi, if you take a knife and you try to cut as much as you want, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will is not to have it cut, it will not cut. Because the knife does not cut because of its own property. The knife does not have a characteristic of cutting because it is a knife. The knife has a characteristic and a property of cutting because Allah willed for that knife to cut. And if Allah willed for the tree to cut, then the tree would cut instead. What's the difference? All creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What, didn't the Malaika and Badr come? And all they did is mention, like this. Did they have to fight? They don't have to fight. Mention like this. Yeah. Submit to the one who causes the causes. Submit to the one who causes the causes. Not to the causes. Causes come and go. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا كما امر واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له ارغاما لمن جحد به وكفى واشهد ان سيدنا مولانا محمدا صلى الله عليه واله خاتم الانبياء المحتفى صلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على هذا النبي وعلى اله اهل الفقه والاثر والعلم والنظر وعلى من باثارهم وسنتهم اقتفى واكتفى. طيب, let's go back to Ismail real quick. Submission. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does he tell him after he submitted? This is not meant. It was not meant to be anyway, but it was a test. Now, Ya Ibrahim, you have passed the test. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ قَالَ إِنِّي جَاعِلُكَ لِلنَّاسِ إِمَامًا. Now you are a prophet, and you are a leader, and you are a Khalifa of Allah on earth. O Ibrahim. قَالَ وَمِنْ ذُرِّيَّتِي, from my offspring. He said, condition, لا ينال عهد الظالمين. Those who commit injustice and those who commit dhulm, they cannot be rulers. They cannot govern. A governor and a zalim? No way. Why? Because a governor and a prophet and an imam and a khalifa is supposed to take the dhulm away. Is supposed to what? To eliminate the injustice. Is supposed to eliminate the torture. Is supposed to eliminate all these bad things, and is supposed to give good things. If he was zalim himself, then he couldn't do that. Correct? 1 + 1 = 2. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he put Adam alayhi salam in Jannah, what did he tell Adam? He says, إن لك ألا تجوع فيها ولا تعرى وأنك لا تظمأ فيها ولا تضحى. 4 things. They are in the Quran. I'll wrap that very quickly, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells Adam, "Oh Adam, you are living in Jannah. You have 4 things." What else do you want? Number 1, إن لك فيها لا تجوع فيها ولا تعرى. Number 1, you will not be hungry. And you will not be naked. You always have clothes. What else do we want? We want to eat, we want to have new clothes all the time. In Jannah. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Adam. Number 3, وَأَنَّ لَكَ أَنْ لَا تَظْمَأَ فِيهَا وَلَا تَضْحَى. And you will not be thirsty in Jannah. And also لَا تَضْحَى, that means you'll have a place where you are not hit by the sun in the morning. Basically a comfortable place. You have a place to live and a peaceful place to live, comfortable place to live. These are the 4 things. Right? Some scholars said these 4 things are a measurement for a government or for rulers. Look at their Muslim countries right now. Take these 4 things and look at this. That you're not supposed to, you don't you don't become hungry. And you don't need clothes, you're clothed. And number 3, that you're not thirsty. And number 4, that you have a peaceful place of living. Scholar says if these 4 conditions are fulfilled in any country, then this governor of that country and this Khalifa of that country and this Imam of that country is a just ruler. I'm coming now to you. Remember when we started with, I said, you compare the tangibles with the intangibles. You compare what you can measure, and they're indicative of things that you cannot measure. Now you can compare the freedom. You can compare that people can eat. You can compare that people can drink. You can compare that people have their civil rights. And you can compare that people have what? Also they have a peaceful place to live. You can see these things, and now that tells you if that ruler of that Muslim country or any other country per se is just or not. That's all it takes. Quran makes it very easy for you. You have a formula. Vice versa. Now, if you see a place that that people are hungry, people are thirsty, people don't have clothes to put on themselves, huh? And people don't have a peaceful place to live. Look at Muslim countries nowadays. Some Muslim countries have all 4 of them. Many Muslim countries, people can't eat, don't have anything to eat. People don't have anything to drink, no water. Some people don't have any clothes to put on. And many people don't have a peaceful and a comfortable place to live. What does it tell you? That government is bad. And look at the Muslim countries and see how they all suffer from these things, or at least one of them. If they can eat and drink and they have clothes, then they have no peaceful comfort. There's no peaceful place. They're threatened somehow that dictator's going to come and kill them. Dear brothers and sisters, our success, our true success, is going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These 4 things are not only, and that justice is not only for the leaders and the governors of Muslim worlds. This is for every single one of us. Correction starts from me and you, and corruption starts from me and you. When you correct yourself and your family, it starts from you. When you tell your wife and you tell your daughter and you tell your son, well, go watch TV, and you know that your son doesn't know the Fatiha, you are committing a sin, and you are making him commit a sin. And not only that, you are creating a sunnah for all those after him to follow your example. You're responsible for that. Corruption starts here and correction starts here. We need to repent back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to go back to basics. we don't go back to basics, there is no way of winning anything. You lose the battle with yourself, you lose the battle with everybody. And if we lose the battle with ourselves, don't expect to win with anything. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, kama sallayta ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim, wa barik ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim, fil alamin innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma ansur al-Islam wal Muslimin, wa a'li ya Mawlana kalimat al-haqq wad din. Allahumma man arada bil-Islam wal Muslimin khayran fawaffiqhu ilayh, wa man arada bihim ghayra dhalika faj'al da'irata as-sawi alayh. اللهم رد المسلمين لدينك ردا جميلا اللهم رد المسلمين لدينك ردا جميلا اللهم رد المسلمين لدينك ردا جميلا اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا وإسرافنا في أمرنا وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين يا مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين عليهم فدمرهم ربنا تدميرا وتدبرهم تدميرا واجعلهم هباء منثورا اللهم اغفر لنا ولآبائنا ولمشايخنا ولمن له حق علينا ولمن أوصانا بالدعاء وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وآله وصحبه الصلاة